Good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to our second part of the STR Partner Live Destination Updates Volume 2. I'm very happy that we have our partners today from Egypt, Morocco, Mauritius, and Southern Africa plus Namibia with us to give you the latest updates about their destinations. My name is Petra and I'm Director of Sales from STR Destinations. And before we head over to our first speaker from Egypt, Mohammed, I would like to give you a brief information about STR Destination Handling. We got founded in the year 1980, and I would say we are one of the most established sales and marketing offices in the German-speaking region. And with the opening of the STR CEE office in 2008, we also can cover the Eastern European source markets very well. We are providing you more than 30 selected incoming agencies with over 70 destinations worldwide. And from one of these destinations, you will get now the first latest updates, which is from Magic Egypt, our new partner in Egypt. And it is Mohammed, the country manager from Egypt. And hello, Mohammed, nice to have you with us. And looking forward to your updates.
Hello, Doris. Thanks for the introduction. Nice to be a guide with you today. Actually, we have very nice news, very good news about our destination. I think it is the best timing to visit Egypt. Egypt, it's always the high season start from October to end of April. Fantastic weather, sunny, with no snow, no raining. So this is the best time to visit Egypt right now. Egypt, like after the Corona, after the COVID, which changed our life. Good thing now in Egypt. I would say it's the best time to visit Egypt for many reasons. Why I would recommend to visit Egypt for the time being. We have a low rate of daily infections, almost 800%. This is the average number every day in Egypt. Comparing the inhabitants, which is almost 100 million, I think the rate, our infection rate is very low compared to other countries. Frankly speaking, we don't know, maybe because we have been vaccinated when we were young for other diseases. Because it's sunny, we don't have many closed areas here in Egypt, so the infections rate and the death rate are very low. Based on this situation or this fact, the government already released all sort of restrictions or curfew in the last period. So we don't have any restriction now for tourism, especially for tourism or to visit Egypt. All hotels and night cruises, restaurants, shopping mall, coffee shops, archaeological sites are open. We don't have anything closed for the time being. Everything is open and open with normal operating hour without any restriction. Vaccination rate in Egypt, it's a very good. Noting that it is a third world country, we have almost 100 million living in Egypt, but at least 20% from the total population has been vaccinated. The good thing about that is government, when they started to vaccinate, the vaccination process, they started they give all the care for staff working in travel industry. So all staff working in travel industry, I can say 100% have been totally vaccinated. We have cities like Luxor, like Hurghada, like Sharm, like Aswan. All people living in these cities have been vaccinated, which is the most attractive destination in Egypt. So what I can say, or what I can confirm, what I can assure is all people working in travel industry, including the drivers, the tour coordinator, the tour guides, the people working in hotels and cruises, housekeeping, receptionists, especially the first line staff already have been vaccinated. The government request all entities working in travel industry to continually test the staff people to avoid any infection for our dear travelers. And by the way, the requirement for entry to Egypt is very low, just like you need just one of two things. Even if you are vaccinated, you have to show just your vaccination card with QR code, or if you don't have the vaccine, if you are not vaccinated, you just need to show your PCR that not exceeded 72 hours. That's it. This is all what you need to do. Can't even, we have some cities like Hurghada and Sharm and Taba or Red Sea resorts on Red Sea. If you are not vaccinated nor have the PCR, you can still enter the country, but you are forced to do the PCR test at the airport. You need, all what you need to do is to pay just $30 upon arrival. But the easiest thing, or either one of the two things, even if you have like vaccination card, you need to show it upon arrival. The second thing, you just need, if you are not vaccinated, you just need to show your PCR negative test that not exceeding 72 hours. Everything are open, like sanitizers, face masks are available at all entities in travel industry, at hotels. I think guests just need to we need just to test temperature upon check-in for our dear guests. If we have any problem, the results of this, we have huge demand for Egypt, and we have a lot of travelers, a lot of tourists for the time being on ground in Egypt. Most of the hotels and Nile cruises, resorts area, Luxor and Aswan, Cairo, if you call them now and ask for any availability, they are almost fully booked. And we have some, especially the good hotels already sold out, especially in peak period like Christmas and New Year. Even we are calling now some hotels and don't have space till end of April. This is very good news. We started to return back to again to normal circumstances. What we do also, we have our protocol with our clients. We test our staff regularly before they start their job. We test their temperature on our cars, on our transportation. We provide face masks, we provide sanitizers. Face masks and sanitizers also are available at everywhere, especially at hotels, at Nile cruises. So we have like isolation plan. If we have protocol to even to work with infected person, we have like the government require from all hotels and Nile cruises to save some free rooms, free even floors for isolation in case we face any infection cases from staff or from guests. We isolate them in one of the available rooms or cabins. We call a professional doctor to test their condition, and based on the visits of the doctor, we continue the process even to keep isolating or to give him some medicine. So we have planned on spot. We are, and it was very successful in the last period. Actually, we never faced any issues with our guests. By the way, we have demand from all markets, even from the German markets, Austrian, Belgian, Swiss market, Spanish and French market are booming. We have demand from Latin America, from USA. So we are ready to meet you there. Weather is fantastic. Price is cheaper than normal. So feel safe. Feel free to come. Contact me whenever you need any required here. Thank you. Thanks, Doris.
Mohamed, thank you so much for this update about Egypt. And so everything speaks that we need to go to Egypt, no? Because everything is there. So just for all of you, in case you have any questions, please use the chat box and we will answer all your questions at the end of all the presentations. And we will just continue with Hisham, Managing Director from STR Voyages Morocco. And I'm very happy, Hisham, that you are with us and looking forward to your updates about Morocco.
Thank you, Petra. Thank you, everyone, participating with us in this second round of information regarding destinations. I tried to keep my presentation very just because I gave information the first time, so I will give you the difference between the last time we spoke about this and then today. The entire situation, especially the vaccination rate, has been picked up a bit. Things are going. Did not really just aim to vaccinate people that are in the tourism industry or any industry more than another. Industry was the first one to be targeted, but after that, everyone vaccination was open for everyone. So basically, as far as first doses, we're looking at above 83%, which is great, and people are still getting vaccinated. And now we have gone down to the 11-year-olds getting vaccinated as well, if they agree to or if they have their parents' consent. Second dose, same thing. We are approaching, I think, by the end of the year, we're going to be at 80%, which is a number that we have aimed for when this entire campaign has started. And then we are talking booster shots, and these are things 3 weeks ago, and we are proud to announce today that probably by the end of this month, we're going to reach 2 million people, and it's mainly people that are 60 and above. And of course, it will be open to everyone who has gotten their last second shot 6 months ago. So it's only going to get better from this point on. The nice thing with all of this, of course, we have cases of people that even vaccinated, they still get contaminated, but of course they get it a lot better, is a lot lighter than if someone is not vaccinated. And these are things that we have witnessed with some people from the office. As far as we are concerned as a company, of course, like everyone else in our industry, we have been impacted directly by what's happening, but still there, still standing up and high and looking forward to better days. Staff is doing well. Everyone needs back to the office, of course, 50% of the time, because there is no need for us to or for people to be here the entire day. But everyone is connected from home, and they can continue to do what they need to do. The nice thing also is that we have been getting requests, which is a great sign for the post-COVID era. We have been getting requests from all over the world. Of course, some regions are more open than others. Struggling in complete lockdown, and people are not allowed to travel, so we're getting a lot less requests from there. But we started seeing from July of this year, we started seeing more requests and more people that are coming, more tours in Morocco. A lot of people are coming direct, individuals that are coming direct, and a lot less organized groups. It's just because it's a lot harder to do that this time. As far as our partners and people that we work with, hotels, restaurants, and flight, things are getting back to normal slowly but surely. When it comes to hotels, they are now at 75% of capacity. So basically, rooms are open, all the safety and healthy measures are being put in place. You can request for the staff not to come to your or the housekeeping not to come to your room if you don't want to, and if you want to, then of course they abide by all the rules. As far as restaurants open, buffets are open, and you can also be served, but tables are being distanced one from the other. Restaurants the same way. The good news is about a month ago, we do not have a curfew anymore, versus before curfew was 11 p.m. So now there is no curfew, so people can go out and enjoy restaurants and enjoy all the activities that they're used to do here in Morocco. So everything is pretty much open. As far as flights are concerned, the flights are open with pretty much the rest of the world. The only thing is, I would say that our borders are not completely open. So flights are open, but not, I would say not officially, but there are flights from all over the world that are coming. When it comes to people that are vaccinated, Morocco has split the world. I hate to say this, but unfortunately, this is where we're at. So the world has been split into two different lists, list A and list B. So if you come in from list A, then you need to have your vaccination card or PCR test. The vaccinations that are allowed in Morocco are the ones that are accepted by the World Health Organization. PCR test cannot go above 48 hours. And we do not have the option of someone that comes to Morocco, then they can get their PCR test when they arrive. No, PCR tests are done at boarding. And if someone comes to board a plane from anywhere in the world and the plane is headed to Morocco and they don't have their PCR test or vaccination card, then they're just not gonna board the plane. And then for clients coming from list B, and I can share with you the two lists later. List B is the vaccination card and PCR test. The difference between list A and list B are just countries where vaccinations are doing better, where the numbers or infections are doing better. So every 2 weeks, these lists get updated. If we have a country where we see surge in numbers, of course, they move from list A to list B and vice versa. If we have a country from list B where things are getting better, then they move to the list A. COVID centers or labs are all over the country, and we have signed different agreements as a company with a lot of different labs to make it easier for our clients. We can either go to the lab to get tested before they leave if they need to do that, or if their country requires it, or we can even schedule for a lab to come to the hotel and get our clients tested. As far as we are concerned, staff, like I said, healthy, things are getting back on track slowly but surely. Hotels that we work with, we have offices to come and speak about new rates and the news regarding their hotels. We have also scheduled visits to them, and we are seeing them more and more. Our vehicles are still operating the same way, with the exception that now our guides and our drivers have also been updated in all the new measures. They are all vaccinated, they are all tested, and of course, before they get any new business or any new clients that they need to go pick up, they get tested again. The vehicles actually where we respect the 75% rate of occupancy, and they abide also by all the new health measures where they provide clients with gels and masks and all that sort of thing. Same thing with restaurants. I mean, we have surrounded ourselves when it comes to hotels and restaurants with people who share our views and who share our worries about what's happening now in the world. So basically, we make sure that someone goes before clients get there to make sure that our tables are set nicely where they need to be set, with the distancing respected and all that sort of thing. So that's basically regarding the COVID situation in Morocco.
Thank you so much, Hisham. And you told me that your team is with you, is it?
Yes, you just can't see them.
Okay.
We can actually, hold on 1 second, I can show you maybe. No, my camera doesn't want to move anymore, sorry. Wait. No, doesn't want to move, sorry.
Okay, so next time, but give my regards to all your team.
Oh, here is Salma, you can see Salma probably.
Hello.
Hello, morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Everybody was happy about the updates in Morocco, and actually it looks quite good. So let's keep fingers crossed that it will continue like this. And thank you very much, Hisham and team, for this update. And we will now continue our journey to Mauritius. I'm actually, it was the plan that Sidonie, the director from Hello Island, will do the update, but she's on the way to her booster shot, which I think is extremely good. And we have Rashida, sales manager from Hello Island. Hello, Rashida, thank you for being with us, and happy to listen to your updates.
Thank you very much. And yeah, sorry, I just say sorry on behalf of Sidonie, but yeah, of course, she is doing her booster shot. So basically, she's there since this morning, very early. And as you can see, there's many people there. So that's the best thing, actually, because everybody's going for their booster shot. Anyway, so yeah, let me give you a brief about Mauritius for the moment, the current situation with regards to COVID-19. Well, for instance, let's start with the 1st of October. Mauritius reopened its borders completely to all tourists and to all countries, and we have welcomed 80,000 of tourists since the 1st of October till now. And if I'm not mistaken, since yesterday, the rates, I mean, the figures have increased up to even 100,000 of tourists. But we will check this and we will surely let you know. The vaccination campaign in Mauritius is still ongoing and very strong. It's the government is really creating awareness program and really doing everything possible to actually to promote this vaccination program, and which is a great the great number, because Mauritius already achieved it's 60%. So now we are already with 85% of adult population which are already vaccinated with the 2 doses, and people are also going for their booster shots nowadays, and I think this is a success. The other thing which is happening in Mauritius too is that even for teenagers and students, the government is organizing different vaccination campaign in the universities, at the schools, or even colleges to promote the vaccination between the students as well. Of course, the measures are still in place to contain the virus. So basically, let's start with the restaurants are reopened, of course, but these are only restaurants, pubs, or maybe I would say bars, discos, and etc. The nightlife is actually suffering because there's no nightlife for the moment. And but the best thing is that to go to a restaurant, to go to a shop, to a boutique, or even in the shopping mall, you actually need to show your vaccination card, which is a compulsory measure for the moment. This is similar to going to the airport, going to a hotel, etc. So, of course, we also have I mean, the government is promoting everything, which is the measure of always wearing your mask. And this is also applicable to tourists coming to Mauritius. So local or even tourists, you always have to wear your mask in public places, whether it's at the beach, or whether it's in the hotel, or whether it should be in the market or at the shopping mall, etc. So we can move to the next slide. In regards to the tourism industry, so the entry regulations are really, as you can see, so people need to be fully vaccinated. That is the 2 doses, or maybe the booster shots as well. And you need to, so it's very flexible, I have to say, but tourists needs to actually, travelers need to provide a negative PCR test, which is taken 72 hours before departure. I say, well, it's before departure because we've got a few little problems, issues where people understood it's 72 hours before arrival in the country. So it's actually 72 hours before departure date. And then, of course, you need to have every traveler coming to Mauritius need to have a test upon arrival as well. And of course, those staying in the hotels just need to have an antigen test, which is done at the hotel on day 0, and then on day 5 of their stay. So a few of the hotels are actually providing, offering this antigen test on free of charge. A few of them are actually charging for it. Some of them are charging 50%. So it's basically a policy of the hotel. Of course, what the travelers need to have is the compulsory COVID insurance. And so these are the only measures or only regulations to actually enter Mauritius as a traveler. Well, this is also applicable to not only to tourists, but also to local residents coming back to the country, or I would say foreigners who are coming for work permits, and so on. And for the COVID test upon departure, it all depends on the country or on the airlines. It depends on what the country and the airlines ask us. So, but we as Hello Islands, we have contact as well with the labs who are actually doing these PCR tests, or where you can have antigen tests and so on. So as per the Mauritius regulations here in Mauritius, it's around 55 to 60 euros a PCR test per person. So we as Hello Islands, we can guide you to the lab. We can organize a transfer, or we can actually deal with the hotel as well. So as the people come to the hotel and do this the test. So yeah, and you have of course the certificate. As we're talking about the policies, it's also good to know that us at Hello Islands, well, already as at the staff at the office, we are all vaccinated with 2 doses of, obviously. I mean, all the tourism industry, the staff in the tourism industry in Mauritius, everybody are vaccinated. And we noticed that the hotels as well, and even for the moment, the DMCs and the other tour operators are also very, very keen to do the booster shots. And we are all organizing with our staffs and with the government and with every institution we can do to make sure we have the booster shots quickly. So all our drivers, guides, hotel reps, airport team, even the staff at the office, back office, we are all vaccinated. So for the transfers, or for the transfer from airport, hotels, or even for the guides, so all the drivers are vaccinated. The vehicles are also sanitized after each transfers. And what I understand from my team, from the planning team, is that we make sure not to use the same vehicle just next after each other after doing a transfer. So basically, there's a lapse of time where you don't use this vehicle after being sanitized, and then later on you're using it. So it could be a 24-hour, or let's say 12 hours of time. The masks are worn during the transfers. This is also applicable to the travelers as well. So the driver and the travelers are wearing the mask. What's also important is that as per the regulations, normally the AC should not be on. It should be, you should have the windows open. So this is, the circular of the air and so on. So even just like I said, even for the excursions, all the guides, the drivers are vaccinated. And what's very important to know is that us as Hello Islands, we make sure that we're providing to you and to your clients, to the clients, all the suppliers who are abiding by the COVID-19 sanitary measures. So we make sure that they have a protocols in place. We test them, we check them, and then we provide you the service. So yeah, and even for some excursions, there are a few activities where the supplier tells you that the clients need to bring their own equipment. There are a few places I saw even for golf, where they tells you the client should bring their own golf clubs. So these are or kite surf, things like that. So these are protocols that are in place, and we are monitoring this with our suppliers. Similarly, this is also the same thing that we do with the hotels too. Since we are providing accommodation too, so we make sure we are aware of the hotel protocols, how they are handling with the clients, how many rooms they are putting in isolation, and so on. Well, just to give you a little brief of the current situation with COVID-19, I think everybody is hearing this in the news for the moment, and that's true that it's been a couple of weeks where the number of cases are increasing locally. But we've checked this with the government and regarding the stats as well. It's the cases are increasing at a I don't know, quick. I have to say quick. It's very quickly between the local people. But we've checked what's going on with the hotels and even with our clients for the moment. It's not, the cases are not increasing with the tourist, or it's not tourism which is spreading this, which I want to say. So basically, the government has come to to a few more regulations locally among us, local people. They've only reduced the crowded places, the gatherings. So basically what they did last time was they reopened 200 people. So now they've limited the number of people for crowded events or gatherings, and then they're restricting a few, big events and so on. So let's hope this would work, but there's nothing about a lockdown. There's nothing about closing down the borders again. So things are still positive on this way. Let's cross fingers. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Brigitte, for all these great updates.
Thank you.
And keep fingers crossed that it will continue like this with this positive news.
Yes.
Please stay until the end in case there are some questions coming up. Thank you so much. And now we will continue with Virginia and Peter. Virginia, Managing Director, and Peter, General Manager from Private Safaris, Southern Africa. Virginia from Southern Africa and the whole Southern African areas. And Peter, General Manager from Private Safaris, Namibia. Tini, I heard that Peter has a bit issues to join us, so I guess maybe you would like to start?
Yes, I might have some IT issues. But anyway, if he is not available, I can swing in for both because
it's also quite difficult.
The whole of Southern Africa, so it's all good.
Tini, it's also a bit difficult to understand you. Its connection is not very good.
Yeah, if I hold it like that, can you hear me a little bit better?
A little bit better.
Okay,
so let's give it a try.
All right, let's try this then. If you want to go to the next slide. So thank you for the introduction. Southern Africa. Just go to the next slide. Just giving you a brief update on what the situation is here at the moment. I have to say we're hanging a little bit at the back of a Boeing because there's a huge impact of travelers.
Tini, I'm sorry, but we don't understand you really well. We only understand always a few bites of what you are saying. Do you want to reconnect once more, or do you think it would help?
That.
Okay.
Let me try that.
So we will wait. So sorry for that interruption, but I think it would be quite good for Virginia to join again, that everybody can hear the updates clearly. Just give her a minute. So ich glaube, Virginia is trying again to connect. So please give her a little bit time. Sorry for the interruption, but I think it is very important that you really understand what she's telling, and therefore I think it is very good to give her these few minutes. So maybe in between, I got some questions that we maybe don't run out of time, and maybe one question we could already answer. Hisham, can you hear us? Because I got a question from Morocco.
I can hear you. Petra. Yeah.
Perfect. The question was if people need to do a PCR test in Morocco when they are there, or it's just upon arrival that they need one.
It is possible, of course. Even better, we can either go to a lab where you can get the PCR test done. There are 2 or 3 different types of tests, but the most common one is we do the test, and then 4 or 5 hours later, we get the results by email, and we can go pick it up from the lab. Or if the client does not want to go to a lab, we can actually bring the lab to the hotel where the client is, and we can get that done. We have signed an agreement with 2 labs that we work with now, and that we can get this type of service from.
Okay, perfect. But it's not compulsory, not to do a test in Morocco.
No. It's compulsory for the country of origin. For example, when you're in Morocco and you need to go back, we just want to get rid of you. We want to just put you in a plane and send you away.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for answering.
Sure.
Virginia, are you with us again?
Yes. Is it better?
Yes, it's better, but we don't see you.
Yeah, I'm taking the camera off because I thought it might be better just to focus on the sound instead.
Maybe you are right. So you just continue with your presentation. Thank you.
So you don't have to see my face now. What you have to see is our cases. And as you can see, it's at the moment, or was looking pretty good. I think we're on an upward curve again with regards to our case numbers, but all still relative, especially compared to what the numbers are in Germany. So at the moment, all is well under control, and we have lots of requests. And you did hear me saying earlier, we're hanging at the back of the Boeing a little bit at the moment in Southern Africa. We have quite a nice uptake again of travellers, especially FIT travellers are coming to this side of the world. Do you want to just go to the next stats? I think the numbers here speak for themselves with regards to case numbers. South Africa, let's focus on that first with regards to general information. Socially distancing is obviously very easy in Southern Africa, and at the moment it's also seen as one of the top 3 destinations for digital nomads. So we also can see quite an increase in people staying for an extended period of time. The key highlights haven't changed. Big 5, Safari, Cape Town, and so forth remain a strong favourite for travellers. And the international flight occupancy is continuously increasing, all great signs of there being the start of a recovery for South Africa. When you are arriving here in South Africa, there are currently no restrictions with regards to the opening of refections or restaurants. We do have a bit of a curfew in place between midnight and 4 a.m. But that does not do any harm to most travellers that arrive here. Wearing masks in public is mandatory, and again, social distancing is practiced throughout. You actually find that hand sanitizers are available pretty much in every entrance, every shop, every restaurant. So those two items combined with quite visual procedures and you're checking it and so forth make it quite a pleasure to get through all of it. Also, temperatures are measured in most restaurants and hotels as you arrive, as well as in attractions. Not though when you are, for example, going for shopping. With regards to vaccines, the news is that we're also rolling this out. Yes, it is far slower than some European countries, but we are at the moment in the phase of issuing booster shots and so forth, and it's also a steady increase of people being vaccinated, and tourism entities are in the forefront where most restaurants, hotels, and so on have started fully vaccinated. Something that's interesting maybe to mention, if you have clients that are traveling on a domestic flight, at the moment we do not allow meals or drinks on domestic flights, but then again on domestic flights you will maximum sit on a flight for 2.5 hours, so I think it's quite bearable to be doing that and to rather stay safe. Private safari is very important to mention. We have strongly been advocating for a policy of if you are cancelling for a COVID-related reason, then we do not charge, and most of our suppliers do support that, and suppliers that don't support that, we actually do not recommend to book. Looking forward, we have to say that it's looking quite good also from a rates point of view. Most suppliers, or the majority of suppliers, have been freezing their rates for next year, which means it's also going to be quite attractive. We're not going to be seeing any big jumps. You're recosting your packages for the following year. Coming to entry and quarantine regulations, as I mentioned, the international flight occupancy is continuously increasing. And by now, Lufthansa, British Airways, KLM, Qatar, Turkish, and Delta are all flying again to the region. And some of them, including Qatar, Emirates, and Namibia, and so forth, are increasing their capacities as well because they can see the need for it. All key land borders are open, and all key international airports are open. There is no quarantine requirement as you arrive. All you need is a PCR test 72 hours prior to arrival, and that's pretty much it. And so as far as that goes, it's actually quite easy. Then COVID testing, obviously also a concern. When you get back, how are you going to go about this? All of this is also quite streamlined by now. There are testing facilities that are readily available in the major cities, of course. And depending if you, for example, will be staying at a lodge, there is also an additional surcharge opportunity for testing to happen at the lodge. So someone drives out, takes your test, and you get your results, which means you're also not losing out on your game driver safari experience. Lastly, important to mention that throughout South Africa, the World Health Organization standards are applied. So the local tourism organization, TPCSA, has developed standards right in the beginning, and there are yet throughout. And small little mention that we've quickly veered away from printed travel documents, so everything is delivered electronic. So on your meet and greet, we also have a bit of a social distance in place, keeping everything safe throughout. And that's pretty much the status quo as of today in South Africa.
Great, Virginia. I think Peter is not able to connect.
Yeah, do you looks like it. I'm all happy to continue on behalf of
Okay,
Peter.
so
no problem whatsoever.
We will go to Namibia.
Yes,
thank you very much.
Namibia. No problem.
And here we go.
I think it's a technical error. I mean, I'm having a struggle with the connection. You probably will have the same today. But that's not a problem at all. Like I said, I love Southern Africa, so Namibia is definitely on top of that list too. And if you thought social distancing is easy in South Africa, in Namibia even more so. If you just put it in perspective, Namibia has a population density of 3 people. Numbers missing. I think it's 500 odd square kilometers versus the population density of 232 per square kilometer. So it's a huge, huge difference, but that makes it so beautiful that that country is simply just open spaces more and more and more. So also situation in Namibia is similar to what it is in South Africa. All the main attractions are open. Most of your activities are anyway in the open air, and there is no restrictions with regards to internal travel. There is no restrictions with regards to attractions, restaurants, and so forth. And safety protocols, similar to in South Africa, are based on World Health Organization standards and are followed throughout. Then Namibia has launched a very proactive voluntary vaccination campaign at the end of March 2021. Also worked really, really well. And again, the tourism sector was considered as frontline workers. So most, unless usually it's a health issue, you actually have the majority of staff in the tourism sector already vaccinated because it was a priority of the country. Prior to Paris, Namibia obviously applies the same COVID cancellation policy as South Africa. The COVID-friendly cancellation policy applies for both countries. We do not charge if it's COVID-related cancellation, and that makes it really easy and worry-free situation for travelers. Since the borders have been open in Namibia since October 2020, we also can see there a steady and significant increase of tourist numbers, FITs and groups. groups are obviously smaller size, but still travel in Namibia is definitely on the rise as well. And Eurowings, with their 5 weekly flights from Frankfurt to Windhoek, is definitely bringing in the numbers to the destination. But again, with the amount of space that is available, you will never feel that the destination is overrun at any point. From summer 2022, there'll also be a daily flights with increased flights through Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe from Windhoek, also with Eurowings. So that's also going to be great news and makes for a great combination to combine Namibia with Victoria Falls at the end. With regards to suppliers, Namibian suppliers have pretty much done similar actions that they've done in South Africa. So also lots of rate freezes there, or keeping the rate at a minimum for 2022, making it still attractive. When it comes to entry regulations, the travelers are to produce a negative COVID test not older than 7 days. I think that's quite remarkable that you have that much time leeway to get your test done and to do it a little bit less stressful. And when you have to do this last minute. But yes, so Namibia 7 days makes it quite convenient for the traveler. And as of the 1st of December, Namibia has implemented something that will make it even easier for the traveler. One registers their COVID test result on a website, and it will make it far easier as you're entering the country, because things have to be pre-assessed, and you can simply, with that electronic certificate, travel into the country very quickly. Once you are in the country and once you have to start thinking about, okay, on my way home, what is needed? Again, the main towns have testing facilities. Some have even drive-through or in-house testing availabilities, especially in Windhoek, and at remote lodges, we would assist you to arrange that. At the moment, the antigen test is about 5 hours, and the PCR test takes about 12 hours to give you your results. In general, health and safety features already been mentioned. There is daily updates within the country that provides numbers and statistics, so everything is monitored very closely. World Health Organization protocols are applied, and all of drivers and guides that we are utilizing during the meeting weeks have been vaccinated, and again, travel documents and vouchers are already provided in an electronic format to ensure that we have a bit of social distancing there too. So that's the situation in Namibia and South Africa. Nothing else to add to that, other than if you have any questions, I'm here for you.
Thank you very much, Virginia, for this update for our Southern African region, including Namibia. And if you have any question, please add it in the chat box. We have 2 more to answer. And I will start with one question for South Africa and Namibia. Is a combination from the 2 destinations, South Africa and Namibia, possible without any restrictions?
You have to, so the countries do not have any agreements in place. So traveling from South Africa to Namibia, you would have to do another PCR test. Other than that, it is pretty easy, and it's also quite a popular combination for travelers, especially when they have been to South Africa already previously, and then it goes to the idea of what can they do next. And so there's the Cape Town, for example, combining it with Sossusvlei and Etosha and Windhoek and so forth. Definitely an option. You just have to keep in mind that you would require an additional PCR test when crossing the border between South Africa.
So perfect. So with small requirements, it's possible to visit both lovely countries.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you very much. And one more question for Mauritius this time. Rashida, bars are open in the hotels, or they are also closed there? Because you told us that all the life areas are closed. So is this also for the hotels?
No, for the hotels, since they are inside the hotel, so for the tourists, they will be able to have access to the bars, just like normal. What I meant by the nightlife is outside the hotels, of course, where you need to, you know, in Grand Bay or in Ficonflac, where the bars are open up to normally up to 5 in the morning, etc. So this is actually closed. Yeah.
Okay.
But in the hotels, of course, the restaurants, the bars, they are all operating, and of course, they will have their measure, as I said. So they have measures of, you know, keeping the even at the restaurants. So the tables are approximately 1 meter. There's a distance between the tables and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, but still, everybody can enjoy a nice cocktail in the evening before heading to the room. That's great.
Of course, that's correct.
Thank you very much, Rashida. And just now another question popped up, this time for Mohammed. So we have actually questions for all the destinations, which I really love very much. The question is, Mohammed, are all sites can be seen without any restrictions?
Yes, of course. Everything is available right now. By the way, you had very nice new museum just opened like 2 or 3 months ago, which is the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Cairo. It's beautiful and charming museum, just launched like, as far as I remember, 2 or 3 months ago. Today after tomorrow, we're gonna have a big event in Luxor, because they have like a celebration, because they have totally renovated as a passage of the bosses of Sphinx and Luxor that linked Karnak and Luxor temple. It is a big celebration in Luxor. But to answer your question, it's like all sites, especially archaeological sites, are open without any restriction. Even if you have like mega VIPs, we can arrange exclusive visits to sites pre or after working out. So we are working and operating normally without any restriction for the time being.
Perfect. Thank you so much. This was the last question. No further questions are in the chat box. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. Thank you to all our partners that you stayed until the end and gave us these latest updates. Let's keep fingers crossed that we very soon don't need to do a webinar like this. Do a webinar maybe for sales. This would be much better. So with that, I wish all of you a lovely day and hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.